Welcome, welcome to Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James, coming to you live from Uyo live materials for Saturday by elections in 12 states. As California voting lines plans to counter Texas Republicans. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in just a moment. During an inspection of the project site, which formed part of a wider citizens engagement tour of the Southeast. According to the statement issued by his Special Assistant on Media, Ribil Ibrahim, it is described modern road infrastructure as critical to economic growth, road safety, and citizens' welfare. With the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Nigeria's embassy in Bangui has successfully evacuated 11 stranded Nigerian miners from the Central African Republic. The miners had been abandoned by their employees in the remote town of Bambari after a distress video pleading for help went viral on social media. Welcoming them at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, NEMA Director General Zubaida Umar commanded the swift inter-agency response to the miners' distress call. Represented by Air Commando Kenneth Oyoung, Director of Search and Rescue, she explained that security agencies, including the Office of the National Security Advisor and the National Intelligence Agency, played key roles. She also noted that the miners who had endured months of hardship without pay were first relocated to the Nigerian ambassador's residence in Bangui, where they received care before arrangements for their return. Omar reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to protecting Nigerians abroad, in line with President Bola Tinubu's vision of prompt attention to citizens in distress overseas. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has called for the urgent reform of Nigeria's fire service law, grabbing the existing legislation as outdated and inadequate for. Speaking at the decoration of the new Comptroller General of the Federal Fire Service, Olumonde Adeyemi in Abuja. The law guarding the service was enacted over 6 decades ago and no longer meets current operational realities. The minister stressed that the performance of the fire service should be measured by its ability to prevent loss of lives and property. Tunji-Ojo urged the new fire service boards not to expect universal approval in the course of his work, warning that leadership requires conviction, not popularity. Elsewhere, Presidential Advisor on Sustainable Development Goals, Adejoke Adefulaire, has warned that Nigeria risks missing a 2030 target unless states move from policy talk to measurable action. Speaking at a roundtable with SDG focal persons in Abuja, She said the remaining 5 years demand greater coordination, innovation and subnational ownership, noting that 17 states have yet to integrate the goals into their governance frameworks. Adefunlere urged lagging states to act immediately, noting that the SDGs are about real people, real communities and real change. On electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) has said that alternative materials for the conduct of Saturday's by-elections in 12 states have been distributed. The National Commission and Chairman of the Information and Voter Sam Olumekong, who disclosed this in a statement, said all bimodal voter accreditation system configured for the election. As about 17 political parties have nominated 637 candidates for the 68 state, 6 chairmen, 62 councillors for the area council election scheduled for February 2026. On the resumption of nationwide continuous voter registration, Olumekong said the CVR will resume on Monday, 18th August 2025 nationwide with the online pre-registration that it will today arraign the suspect arrested at a hotel. The EFCC spokesperson Dipeolo of the Federal High Court Igoyi, Lagos, Oyewale, who revealed that other suspects could be arraigned in barges, said that upon profiling, almost all of them were indicted for alleged offenses bordering on impersonation, identity fraud, and internet fraud. In another development, the Rivers State Administrator Vice Admiral Iborite Ibas says political stability is steadily returning to the state through inclusive dialogue and non-partisan consultations with key stakeholders. Ibas stated this when he received the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Emergency Rule Implementation led by Professor Julius Ihovbere at the Government House in Port Harcourt. In a statement by Senior Special Advisor on Media, Hector Ikbebowo, the administrator said reconciliation efforts and the willingness of political actors to collaborate had laid the groundwork for lasting peace. Ibas outlined ongoing reforms in the state, including leadership training and adjustment to the civil service salary structure, as well as a historic biometric verification of staff and pensioners to enhance transparency. Let's move now to Africa, where thick smoke and raging flames have engulfed Amele Forest in Morocco's Chidranquois province as firefighting teams race to contain a massive wildfire fueled by scorching temperatures and powerful winds. Reports say Civil Protection Unit, the armed forces, along with other authorities and firefighters, have joined forces to contain and reduce the blaze. Authorities said residents have been evacuated and teams remain on high alert to prevent the flames from spreading further. On the foreign scene, the European Union has sent 2 firefighting planes to Spain to help battle raging wildfires after the country activated the block disaster assistance mechanism for the first time. The assistance comes as the country recorded a 3rd wildfire-related death yesterday. Spain's state weather agency forecasts that a heat wave will continue until Monday with temperature of up to 44 Celsius in some areas, as well as moderate winds. On the foreign scene, California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom has unveiled a high-stake plan to withdraw voting lines in America's most populous state in order to counter similar efforts by Republicans in Texas. Newsom called for a special election to be held in November in which voters would be asked to approve lawmakers withdrawing congressional districts before national midterm in 2026. He billed the move as an emergency measure in response to a Donald Trump-backed plan in Texas, which could see the Republicans pick up 5 more seats in the finely balanced House. Still to come in the news. Golden Eaglet beats Winsome FC 5-0 in Waffle B Under-17 friendly. Stay tuned for details of this in just a moment.
Broadening your horizon is what every living being not only genuinely desires, but heartily pursues and intentionally invests in. For in the gathering of men, only those whose minds are in tune with the dynamics of the past, present, and future innovations, inventions, politics, and governance are respected. We are Spectrum Television, and broadening your horizon is our obsession. Revision and broadening your horizon is our obsession. Rescan your decoder now to connect Spectrum Television onto 589 symbol rate 26589 symbol rate 26250. That is frequency 12589 symbol rate 26250. Polarization horizontal, and join our online community at spectrumtvlive.ng. For further enquiries, please call 0704 158 5642 or 0704 541 7707. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Many thanks for staying tuned. On a business news, the federal government, through the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), says it is taking aggressive steps to save the oil and gas industry about $3 billion to $4.5 billion in operational costs this year. The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, stated this in Lagos in a keynote address at the Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists 50th anniversary celebration. Ojulari, who was represented by the company's executive vice president, Upstream, Udobong Ntia, said the company had already drawn up a roadmap that could push the cost-saving target to $4.5 billion by December 2025. He stressed that the cost optimization drive is part of a wider national effort to attract $30 billion in fresh industry investment over the next 2 years and $60 billion by 2030, in line with the presidential directive. Still in business, Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola has vowed to drastically cut Nigeria's dependency on fish import by boosting local production through agriculture development, improving fishing methods and expanding fish farming clusters. He also unveiled initiative to equip youth and women. Growth is vital for success. The minister noted that Nigeria is on the right path to unlocking the immense economic opportunities of its oceans, sea and rivers and coastal resources. Following the recent approval of the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy by the Federal Executive Council. In health, the Minister of Information National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has said that President Bola Tinubu's renewed health agenda has made cancer treatment possible in the country. Idris stated this when he and his team paid a courtesy visit to the governor of Enugu State, Peter of the federal government. Idris commended Mba for his leadership style, describing Enugu as the heart of the southeast. Let's move now to sports, where the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria thrashed Winsome FC 5-0 in a friendly encounter in Abuja yesterday. The match was part of the team's preparation for the 2025 WAFU B Under-17 Boys Tournament. Magu Gamba's side scored twice in the first half and completed the rout with 3 more goals after the break. It was the Golden Eaglets' 4th friendly since they set up camp in Abuja for the WAFU tournament. The Golden Eaglets had earlier defeated Explorer Football Academy, Gaza, and Bandit Football Academy in their previous friendlies. Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, will host the WAFU tournament in September. Still in sport, Brentford have agreed a club record deal worth up to £42.5 billion for Bournemouth, following Dango Otrawa. The 23-year-old is set to travel to London today to undergo a medical. The Burkina Faso international scored 9 goals in 37 appearances in all competition for the Cherish last season. On Night Entertainment News, Nollywood actress Kate Henshaw is demanding justice for the younger sister of reality TV star Fina, who was critically injured in a road accident allegedly involving a Dangote Group truck in Auchi, Edo State. The victim, who had graduated just 6 days prior to the incident, underwent an amputation of one leg and risks losing the other. According to Henshaw, the truck driver fled the scene but was apprehended after an eyewitness identified as a lecturer chased him down. She alleged that the vehicle's license plate was removed and the police are currently holding the truck in custody. Henshaw therefore urged the Nigerian police force to ensure justice is served in the case. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 10. I am Emediong James. Enjoy the rest of your day and thank you for watching.